we have a new United States champion. We have a king of the ring. We have a queen of the ring. And John Cena is one day closer to his goal of retiring as WWE champion. This is the Night of Champions recap, a WWE and Fanatics original production. Oh, Megan Morant, we did it. We went through it. We went through it together. We are coming to you right after seeing Night of Champions and the emotional journey that we just went through in that main event. 14 years removed from their classic match at Money in the Bank 2011. CM Punk and John Cena are in the ring, a match that fans were asking for since word first got out that John Cena was coming back for a year. They said, we can't believe our luck. This happens to be a year that CM Punk has returned to the WWE. We could actually see this match again. And Megan, if you could give 100 people 100 chances to write out exactly how this match was going to end, I don't think they would have hit it.
100 people would have it wrong.
Wrong.
I did not expect anything that we saw. I mean, when
not even like so much of it. There were so many things. You might have expected like one or two of the things.
Yes.
But not all. We got all the things.
I mean, Penta was out there. We have a lot to dive into with this. I mean,
ding, ding, ding.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Penta.
it's Penta. This is music.
The main event completely tore the house down. And it was the crowd in Saudi.
The Roberts house. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
The crowd in Saudi, they were electric throughout the show.
The whole night, by the way, they were also electric on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I mean, they
and
were
at the kickoff.
The kickoff, they were amazing.
By the way, I love these kickoffs, especially the international ones.
Yeah.
Because it really gives you a feel for
Yeah.
what the energy's like in whatever country WWE's in.
And like what you can expect, like you start to get more excited to be like, okay, so that's kind of a taste of what the crowd is going to be like.
How are they going to react to
Right.
CM Punk?
Yeah,
Are
exactly
they going to
right.
boo him?
Exactly right. So, I mean, we have this match, and it really is, 14 years removed from that original story of CM Punk watching John Cena be the guy, as all he's trying to do is prove to the world and the powers that be that he is the one who should be the guy. He's the one that should be main eventing. And here we are all these years later, and that question no longer remains about CM Punk. But it's an entirely new story that is foundationally based on that first one. I mean, and you could see that from the fact that we have John Cena on the way there cutting a pipe bomb. We have CM Punk becoming the doctor of punkonomics on the way there. And then we finally get this match in the ring, and CM Punk is cross-legged in the center of it, and John Cena comes out. And it's one of those things where until the bell rings, you're kind of wondering, what is this actually going to look like? And I felt like, they did such a good job of building the anticipation for it. And you understood the story going in. But what is the match itself going to look like? And the Act 1 and the Act 2 were terrific to the point where you're going like, where is this all going? Whether it was like CM Punk kicking out of 3 AAs. The third one being with the power up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The splash, roll through, Cena power up on the shoulders, AA. And that was the third one that CM Punk kicks out of. You have John Cena, which we should talk about at some point, not using
the title. Yeah, he picks it up, and it's like, oh no, here we go again.
And by the way, John Cena not using the title, enough of a story element to go that can lead to the finish, and we've got it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We weren't even in Act 3.
Oh, you're going to get disqualified. John Cena doesn't care if he's going to get disqualified.
Right.
Not this John Cena.
He
What
keeps
does
the
John
title.
Cena do? Exactly. There was another moment in the match. I said, oh, it's going to be the low blow, and then it's going to be over. Nope, we still had more to go.
This was what this match was. It was the story of more, and it's really interesting because you go back to 2011 and Money in the Bank, and all the pieces of the puzzle that came together at the end of that match told this like really fascinating story, and here was the same. I think we talked about this at Money in the Bank. We said the thing about Money in the Bank, and especially about Seth Rollins winning the briefcase, is that he throws an asterisk now into every discussion about a championship match. Every time we talk about this person's facing this person for either the World Heavyweight or the WWE Championship, you now get to jump into the conversation with, but Seth has the briefcase. And
it's not just Seth.
No.
Because Seth comes with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Seth comes with Braun Breaker. Seth comes with Bronson Reed.
As he did, he flew, the whole group of them, flew halfway around the world to get to here to, I think, cash in the briefcase.
Or to screw CM Punk.
While he didn't seem thrilled, Seth Rollins,
No.
he didn't seem, over the moon for it. And it's interesting because John Cena said, I know Seth Rollins isn't going to cash in on me because he wants me to retire with the briefcase, with the title.
So he can be the only
champion.
Yeah.
And then Seth was like, it's funny you should say that because you're actually totally wrong. He comes out, but you're right. He's ready to cash in on Punk. And I think it was almost like John Cena was an afterthought.
Yes.
Like he's like, oh, what? But Cena coming in and like all of a sudden, so Seth comes in, referee is down. Inadvertently, John Cena takes out the referee with the shoulder bump.
Yes.
But the referee is down. Cena didn't do it on purpose. Punk hits the go to sleep.
Has him.
I mean,
has the match won.
has Cena down for 17.
Yeah, no referee there to count.
He beat him like 6 times.
Yeah.
He just lay on top of him the whole time. That's when Seth comes in. And you know that CM Punk could have won that match because Seth Rollins' entrance was, 9 minutes long. He was walking down. That's a long ramp.
Very long ramp. And we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, just ask Charles Robinson, right?
Well, then Charles Robinson comes running down.
Well. So Rollins sends the goons in, right?
Yes.
And the goons, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, they start having a little trouble with CM Punk at first, but then eventually the numbers game catches up. CM Punk is 3/4 of the way into this intense match anyway, and they start to get a handle on him until who is this? Penta comes out.
Yeah.
Penta comes to the ring to make the save, and you remember on Raw, they were specifically saying, do not get involved in our business anymore. Braun Breaker beat Penta and said, we are done with you, right? And Penta looked at him and he went, no. I remember I was watching Raw going, why would he's just he's flat out saying no.
What did he think Penta was going to say? Okay, you're right.
Well, he did beat him.
All right.
He beat him.
I'm done now.
I thought he was done. He's not done.
No, not Penta.
No, absolutely not. So Penta comes out. Then Sami Zayn comes out because Sami Zayn was feeling all big-chested.
Especially after his win against Karrion Kross.
He beat Karrion Kross, feeling good about himself. Now,
crowd loves Sami.
Oh, what's not to love about Sami Zayn? I could beat Karrion Kross. Let me go out there and help Penta beat up Braun Breaker for a while. For me, if I beat Karrion Kross, I'd be at the nearest Chili's in Riyadh. I don't know if they have Chili's, but if there is one, that's where I would be. You know what I mean? Getting some crispers or something.
Crispers.
But that's what they call them. But Sammy stuck around and said, no, let me show the world how much more.
The crispers can wait. I'm going to go show everybody what else I can do.
Which was a surprise to me because I've never said the crispers can wait in my entire life. I've never even thought that. I've never felt it.
Sammy is
Except if there's one thing that can't wait, it's the crispers.
Sammy has much stronger willpower than you do.
That I will give you.
Yeah.
That I will say. That is 100% accurate. But so Sammy's out there now. He's taking and as Sammy's out there, I love a story with consequences, and I love this idea that Seth, in his mission to kind of control everything in a relatively short period of time, has done nothing but make enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these enemies, this is not a WWE that you can just walk into and say, okay, I'm in charge now, and kind of take over the way Seth might have thought it was, because everybody's like, no, even if you beat me, I'm coming back, and I'm coming back, and I'm coming back. And also, like, Penta, Sami Zayn, these are people with willpower for days. So now Seth, thinking that he could just come out and kind of control things, has to deal with everybody that he's dealt with. And just when it's time to cash in the briefcase, right, Seth is now in there, takes out CM Punk. And it's just so funny with Seth because he had this plan. And he was so confident in the plan. He had hand gestures, right? Just made a little hand gesture. Now,
And now the goons go like,
Right.
hand gesture, here comes the briefcase. I
Right.
mean, he doesn't even need words to communicate with his group.
but he's not thinking about the fact that everybody's mad at him. So there are just hundreds of obstacles. There's endless obstacles from people that are ruining all the stuff that he's setting up with his hand gestures. So he hand gestures, and apparently Charles Robinson is ready for it, and he's like, "Man, they love my meme. They love how quick I could run at WrestleMania a few years back."
Do you think when they were setting up the set in Riyadh,
Yeah.
they were like, let's make this ramp extra long, just in case
Just in
Charles
case-
Robinson.
In case Seth Rollins has a trick up his sleeve, and his trick is old Chuck Robinson.
And we need Charles. We got to give him some room to run.
Well, I mean, look, it's one of the great wrestling memes
My
ever.
favorite.
You love seeing Charles run.
It's
So-
the best.
So to see it live, okay, before it ends the way it ended.
I mean, we
because
were in your house screaming, "There's the meme!
It's the meme.
There's the meme!
It's happening. We're doing it. Charles Robinson is running down, and then I mean, John Cena just shoulder checks him out of nowhere, and Charles Robinson must have flown 25 feet. I mean, in my mind's eye, I've only seen it once. In my mind's eye, I felt like he went halfway across the room.
He's not a young pup.
No, and he's still
He
out
looks
there.
like it.
He looks fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if he looks fantastic now after what he went through tonight.
No.
But as he's running down, I'm like, this guy's going to tear a quad or something. He's going to do some damage, or he's at least going to trip and give us a tightest slide under the ring. You know, I just don't think this is a good idea. But as I said, he's going to make it. He's going to make it. And here's John Cena to just completely knock him on his you-know-what. Charles Robinson is now down. Seth doesn't understand. And I'll tell you, to me,
Seth forgot the hand motion for that.
he was like, I don't have a hand motion for this. Man down. Like, he doesn't, he's like, I don't understand how this could all be happening.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board to figure that one out.
But I think that, and it's weird because it's almost like Seth took for granted, like, bad guys stick together, villains will stick together against the good guys. And John Cena's like, have you not been paying attention to what I'm doing? I want to take this belt home with me. I'm here till the new year.
And I can't take this belt if you cash in and take it.
If you take the belt by pinning Punk, what's coming home with me? It's June. It's not even July yet.
Yeah, he's got
6 months. He's got another half a year that he's trying to hold on to this thing. So he takes out Seth Rollins, and did you hear, and I'm sure you felt, what did you feel in your heart when you saw John Cena go after the evil Seth Rollins?
when John Cena. I was cheering for Cena.
Of course, right? And it takes you back because, by the way, we saw that beautiful video package voiced by Corey Graves explaining the
Yin
history.
versus Yang.
But guess what? Seth Rollins and John Cena have an incredibly deep history. Seth Rollins' knee at one point spread John Cena's nose all the way across his face. You go back to SummerSlam years and years ago, and you got Seth Rollins all in white in a mission against John Cena. I mean, Seth and John Cena have their own history together. And the fact that we saw John Cena in this period of his career where he's hell-bent on ruining wrestling, being the savior against Seth Rollins. And for a moment, I feel like us, because I felt the same way you did,
Mm-hmm.
people in the audience, we all go, this is what we've been waiting for. All we want to do is cheer John Cena. And that's why when he cuts a pipe bomb and it's cool, we go, okay, we can cheer, right? We can cheer, right? All we want to do for this last year is cheer John Cena.
But he's not allowing us to.
Right.
And it is in moments like the pipe bomb. It's in moments like when he stops Seth
Right.
from being able to cash in that we go, oh, there it is again.
There it is. He's in there.
There it
He's
is.
in
But
there
it is
somewhere.
ironic. It's like Cena wants to ruin wrestling.
Right.
Seth claims to be the future of the industry.
Wants to
He
save
saved
wrestling.
the industry. And we cheered for ruining wrestling?
Well, here's the thing. Seth Rollins, you know, a lot of like evil dictators throughout history.
He thinks he's saving wrestling, but he's not.
Right. Dictators throughout history, they go, well, no, I need to be in charge so I can save this country. But they're saving it in their own image. Seth
Mhm.
believes the future of wrestling is the future that he's crafted in his own image. there are people like Penta and Sami Zayn and CM Punk and apparently John Cena that go, no. And I think for John Cena, too, it's like, I don't care about the future of wrestling, except it's not now. Like, pull this nonsense in January, okay?
When I'm done.
When I'm done. Because now, this is mine. And I had said, I truly think Seth Rollins is going to go after the WWE Undisputed Championship with this briefcase. I had said that
You
before.
did say that. You're on the record.
So I wasn't, especially with CM Punk going after it, I wasn't totally surprised, but also the idea that Seth thought that, like, John Cena would just be like, yeah, go ahead and take out Punk is, like, ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So then after John Cena thinks he's got Seth Rollins taken care of, and we feel that rush come up to our chest, the joy that we have for Cena, and he goes to shake CM Punk's hand.
Well, and then it's
CM Punk goes to shake his
It's
hand.
almost like this resetting moment in
Yeah.
the ring. It's like, okay, now it's back.
Everything's cleared out.
Everything's cleared out. Now we have Punk. We have Cena.
The best in the world versus the greatest of all time.
The history. It's been 12 years. They're 6-6, right?
Right.
And I'm still sort of wondering, how the heck does this thing end?
Right. Are we just going to... Because, by the way, I feel like a Jey Uso entrance. Let's run this thing back. Like, let's start from the very beginning. That's fine with me.
Well, and it was like, you mentioned it earlier right here on the show. It's like we didn't know what we were going to get. And the moment they make their entrances, what is this going to look like? We have a great show. We have Penta out. We have Sami out. We have Seth out there. And now we're back to the beginning. And I'm still wondering, where do we go?
Right. And we see CM Punk go for the handshake. John Cena is thinking about it. And then he returns the handshake. And I'm sitting there going, in any other circumstance, you can't trust John Cena.
Yeah.
But he didn't hit Punk with the belt. He took out Seth Rollins. I'm going, is this the moment? Right? Because we're all waiting for that moment. Is this the moment that we've been waiting for? And they embrace. CM Punk and John Cena hug. And then instead of, John Cena's not looking at The Rock. John Cena's looking at us.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at us the way he looked at The Rock. And that stone cold Marine face is back from chin to forehead on John Cena. And you go, oh no, not again. Just when you think, and he backs away, he goes for the low blow. Punk catches him.
Punk's a smart man.
Because he's like, look, I'm ready to be cool, but I know you're not that cool. I think is what Punk's philosophy was. Like, if you want to be cool, we could be cool, but it seems like you're not that cool.
Punk has him scouted. Punk knows.
He was ready for
block.
it. He's been around the block. He was ready for it. He doesn't let it happen to him, but that's when Rollins comes back, takes out Punk with the briefcase, stomps Punk. Cena throws Rollins out of the way, goes for the cover. All of a sudden, this original referee, Charles Robinson, is still, I mean, I don't know if he's...
Dan Engler gets up.
Dan Engler got up. He must have looked over at Charles Robinson going, what happened? I mean, can you imagine being unconscious throughout all of this? He's just looking, there's Seth over there, Sami Zayn and Penta and Braun Breaker are somewhere in the aisleway.
Paul Heyman's around?
What? Paul? I didn't even see you on the flight. What happened? Well, anyway, let me jump in here. 1, 2, 3. Cena steals the pin, walks away one more time, saying, you guys settle whatever it is that you guys want to settle. I'm leaving with this. And he wouldn't even let them cut the PLE feed until he got the opportunity to raise that title over his head, to let everybody know that regardless of what's happening in there with Punk and Seth and Bronson and Braun and Sami and Penta and whoever else, and Dan Engler and Charles Robinson and Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, the international announce table that got shattered, all that. Who cares? I still got the title.
You guys have quite the mess to clean up over here. But what matters is that I am still the champion.
I'm the champion, and I'm leaving with the title. Nothing will distract John Cena from this goal. And if there was anything that could distract him, it would have been everything that we saw to end Night of Champions.
Yeah, and we also learned at Night of Champions that Cena will be facing the winner of the King of the Ring.
That's right.
We didn't know heading into it.
Yeah, they hadn't said specifically, but I guess because Randy and Cody were both SmackDown superstars, and John Cena technically with the undisputed WWE Championship, that's the SmackDown title, that we're sticking with the brands, and that match they announced would be for a shot at the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Now, who knows? Do you think CM Punk has reason to say? I mean, look, Randy Orton could say it, Cody Rhodes. Like, it doesn't feel like rematches are just getting handed out when it comes to
No.
John Cena. Do you think CM Punk has reason to believe that he should get one?
Yes, I do. I mean,
Because
I
of-
don't think we're going to see it,
Yeah.
but I mean, you could certainly make the case,
Mhm.
right? He had the match won. We
Yeah.
saw it. Dan Engler was out of the ring. He could have counted to 17.
Yeah.
I mean,
By the time he was out of the ring, he could have counted to 17 million. He was out there forever.
yes.
Just snoozing.
I mean, with all of the interference, with everybody who got involved, yes, there's certainly a case. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
Dan Engler and Charles Robinson banned from ringside.
That's going to be the stipulation on
I'd
the
say what
match.
I would be.
Yeah.
I got a good agent. I'd make sure that it happens.
Yeah, that has to be in writing otherwise. But now it's like Seth comes out there. He wants a championship. He has the Money in the Bank briefcase. He wants to control the industry. He wants to be at the center of the WWE. But he can't get the championship, so he says, "I'm going to screw CM Punk." Is that what this is about? I mean, we know
tonight.
we
No
know
way.
the
He's-
history.
No, and don't let him say that either, because he would say that to be like, no, it's fine. What I that's what I wanted to happen. No way.
I just
no.
wanted. I wasn't going to cash in. I just
yes,
wanted
he was.
to.
Yes,
Okay.
he was.
I'm just checking.
This, for me, failed cash in.
Fail. Okay.
Not like fail cash in the sense that like, oh, you blew it, but fail cash in the sense that you were gonna cash it in and now you're not.
Because you think about the
He still got the
animosity-
briefcase.
Yeah, but you think about the animosity between Punk and Seth Rollins, and like Seth didn't even care about anything along the road to WrestleMania except making sure that CM Punk wasn't in the main event.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't care about himself.
his goals are bigger now with this group.
Okay.
His goals are, and they've made it clear. Paul Heyman made it clear that in a real way that the champion is the top guy. The champion there is a power, a corporate power that goes along with that title, and that's what Seth Rollins is after. Now, to your point, I think he wanted to pin CM Punk when he cashed in because he doesn't like CM Punk.
Mhm.
I think that's why he was going after CM Punk. So you're not wrong. But I think his intention was to cash
But
in.
in the Sam Roberts scorebook, this is a 1 for failed cash in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Not a briefcase losing failed cash in, but a failed cash in nonetheless. And it goes also to the point of, they say you should work in silence, let the results speak for themselves. I think Seth Rollins has been running around explaining exactly what he wants to do and why he wants to do it. And now everyone's on high alert.
I
To the
mean, that's why
minute-
you have Penta flying all the way to Riyadh.
Yeah. You
He
have
didn't have a match. Why else was he going to get on a
Sami
plane?
Zayn skipping dinner.
Yeah.
Because he knows. Everybody knows. So it'll be interesting to see if that costs Seth Rollins. As far as CM Punk goes, the road to Night of Champions was amazing. Seeing CM Punk come
Yeah.
out on SmackDown as the doctor of Punkonomics. And I do want to tell you, and this is how you know a promo segment is successful. The entire CM Punk Life collection is available at WWE Shop.
Oh, it's
Did
the
you know this?
best.
The
I didn't
entire
know.
the entire Punk Life collection with the shirts and everything. It's all like 90s throwback.
That's awesome.
It's all, if you want to be the doctor of Punkonomics, get over to WWE Shop. You can grab, of course, I mean, they got Cena merch too, but now you can get that whole collection from CM Punk. And I love a collection like that because it's not just like fun merch, but it's also like a piece of that moment in time.
It's like, where were you when?
Exactly. And you can kind of celebrate it. They also have the new WWE Complex
Mm-hmm.
official collab. It's live on WWE Shop and Fanatics. Some of your favorite legends are represented there. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Eddie Guerrero. Super cool t-shirts put together by the folks at WWE and by the folks at Complex. Up now at WWE Shop and Fanatics. So you can get all that stuff right now if you go over there.
Before we put a pin on CM Punk and John Cena,
John Cena put a pin on CM Punk.
that's right. But before we put a pin on the main event of Night of Champions, this was a highly anticipated match. Since Cena announced that he's coming back to WWE and he's going on his retirement tour, everybody was talking about, when are we going to get the Punk Cena match? Did it deliver for you?
For me, yes, because I love story. I'm a story guy. I love the idea that, like, so what I don't necessarily love is too much of, let's celebrate the past.
Mm-hmm.
I like the past being used to bring us forward. And the idea that this match was full of current story that is going to be paid off going forward, that's the type of stuff that I love. The fact that it was full of consequences to actions. You know, to me, when we see consequences to actions, it almost rewards me as a fan for watching and following the story.
Because everything counts.
Because everything counts. So yeah, for me, it 100% delivered. And a match of this magnitude, the CM Punk John Cena match, it would attract this much energy. Now, would I love to see another one? Yes.
Who wouldn't?
But I not only do I think it delivered, I also love that on the way there, we got the pipe bomb, we got the Punk Life, rap promo.
Yeah.
So we have a package there.
Yeah, and you bring up you don't like as much living in the past and you like things moving forward. As a relatively newer WWE fan, I love revisiting these iconic moments in WWE history, right? Like the pipe bomb, like the Punknomics. I mean, I think throughout Cena's entire retirement tour, we've gotten the chance to look back on how he became this angry John Cena that we're seeing right now.
Right.
And I've enjoyed that.
While moving forward into this has relevance today. Absolutely. And speaking of relevance today and moving forward, we have a king and queen of the ring. We had Jade Cargill and Asuka. And of course, on Monday/Tuesday, we had Jade Cargill on the Raw Recap podcast.
She was confident.
Talking about this. Not only was she confident, but she did have that realization. If you go back and watch that interview, she talks about getting goosebumps, thinking about the sort of bigger picture of what this was when it comes to the full career story of Jade Cargill and going to SummerSlam. And I feel like we got that in her comments after the match.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When she was kind of being emotional and vulnerable in this moment. I felt as though this final match in the Queen of the Ring tournament was Jade's, I think it was her best singles match that she's had in WWE.
I would agree with that.
And I think that Asuka, first of all, also, they both look like comic book characters come to life. You know what I mean? I mean, Jade Cargill literally looked
like an action figure?
like a Storm.
Yes.
Like Storm. You know what I mean? Like, it just looked like, and Asuka too, like both of them, just not only in the way they look, but the way they carry themselves, the way they compete. There's a larger than life aspect to both of these people. And I would love to see more Jade Cargill Asuka matches. But I think Asuka was a great test, not just in terms of you have to beat somebody good to be the queen of the ring, but to say, what does it look like when Jade Cargill has a one-on-one match with one of the top women that the WWE's ever had? And I think that was really the value of this match tonight. And seeing Jade not only hang, but win this match, effectively execute the finish, and then go forward. It's like, yeah, this is a Jade Cargill that is getting to the point where she should be in these big championship matches, and that's exactly what happens now at MetLife Stadium.
And I mean, Evolution's right around the corner. We've been talking on this show a lot about the women's division and the depth of it. And I think when you have a match like Asuka and Jade Cargill, Asuka, a woman who's a Hall of Famer. She's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Easily. No
question about it. And then Jade Cargill, someone that all of us were wondering, when is Jade Cargill going to come to WWE? When is she going to sign with WWE? We get that moment at the Royal Rumble, and we're just waiting for Jade's moment. For Jade.
When she executes on the potential.
Correct.
Right.
And it felt like during the tournament, we were trending towards this, and it delivered tonight in a big way against Asuka. And I don't want to say it's like a passing of the torch, moment, because I don't think it is that. I don't think it's like Asuka's, one of the she is one of the OGs, but I don't think it's a moment like
Well,
here's
she's not done.
Exactly. She's
Right.
not done. But I think for Jade to have her moment over somebody like Asuka,
Yeah.
it just shows
Right.
the depth of the women's division.
Absolutely. And the fact that now you go forward, right? And if this was pressure,
Mhm.
and like Jade Cargill said, she believes pressure makes diamonds. If this was pressure, Jade now goes to SummerSlam, and it's really interesting because a year ago, I would say, more or less, Tiffany Stratton was in this position where it's like there's a lot of potential there.
Mhm.
Let's see what happens when she's on a bigger stage. All right, let's put her on a bigger stage. All right, let's put her on a bigger stage. And now here she is, the reigning defending WWE Women's World Champion, beats Nia Jax in that insane street fight on SmackDown.
Oh, it was nuts.
And now it looks as though that's going to be the match at SummerSlam, right? Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill.
I would think.
Which you talk about depth in the women's division. All of a sudden, like a year ago, 2 years ago, you got all these different names, and all these different names are still in WWE. All these, your Becky Lynch's, your Bailey's, your Alexa Bliss's, your Charlotte's, your Rhea Ripley's, your Bianca. Like everybody is still there. But now look who's potentially going into SummerSlam for the women's world title. It's Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill, which talk about the depth, but also the growth and the acceleration of that growth in the women's division.
I mean, Tiffany Stratton is someone who's been doing this for 4 years.
Right. And Jade Cargill said, on when we had her on Raw Recap, her first match was on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're seeing both of these women as like in these insane athletic specimens who have this connection with the audience, who immediately these are the superstars that if you're flipping channels, you stop when you see them.
It's undeniable.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Tiffany Stratton in the crowd watching the Queen of the Ring
Right.
finals. She's a
Stop.
star.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now look,
What's Tiffany doing?
one of these women though, who've been in WWE for longer than Jade or Tiffany, who may not love the idea that, okay, we're talking about the growth of the division and these new people that are going to be in this main event scene, has a briefcase.
That's Naomi. But Naomi, and I've said this before, is doing the best work of her career. And she blows me away because every time she has an opportunity, she levels up. Last night on
True.
SmackDown, she comes out to issue a warning to everybody to proceed with caution. And I think it may have been one of the best promos she's ever cut.
She's amazing.
She's just leveling up. I love to see it. And that is really what's going to bring everybody up a notch.
And it, of course, instantly makes you go, and that's why I said presumably Tiffany versus Jade, because I think even more than Seth with the briefcase, the fact that Jade is the queen and Naomi has the briefcase, we're going, Naomi could cash in before SummerSlam to take us to Jade versus Naomi. She could cash in after SummerSlam. She could cash in at SummerSlam. It goes right back to that's why the briefcase is so much fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we're sitting here wildly speculating, you can't talk about a title match without talking about that briefcase.
Oh, and I mean, you think about Naomi with the briefcase. She has her issues with Jade. That happened a long time ago. And you talk about long form storytelling,
Yeah.
right? Bianca also, I mean, it's not like her and Jade were just wonderful at
Right.
the end of it. It's not like her and Naomi have picked up and remained friends. So don't forget about that either.
And how about this for the big three? This year.
Yeah.
Bianca wins the Elimination Chamber. You've got Naomi winning Money in the Bank.
Mhm.
And you got Jade winning Queen of the Ring. Big three is not just a name. Wild, huh?
That is.
Absolutely wild. Then over on the men's side, the King of the Ring. This is again, you're talking about these matches that you're waiting to see. We got the match. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. It completely delivered. Fans are going crazy for both Cody and Randy.
I love I love Randy all the time, but there's something so special about when Randy Orton's music hits in front of an international crowd.
Yeah, and the fans know the words of his music better than he knows the words of his own music.
Yes.
It's amazing.
They just could shut the music off and the whole crowd can sing the song.
And then the minute you think they're like kind of done singing, as the verse starts to trail off, the chorus kicks back in and they all come back. Yeah, it's great. It's great. But I thought it was a great match. We got RKO kickouts. We got Crossroads kickouts. Do you think Randy Orton regrets hesitating on the punt? Because he hesitated on the punt. He didn't not go for it, because he did end up going for it and he missed it. But he hesitated on the punt. And it was almost reminiscent of the Kevin Owens match, where he decided not to take out Cody's leg. Randy didn't make the same decision. He said, you know what? I am going to go for the punt. But because he hesitated, it gave Cody enough time to move. You would imagine that match wouldn't have lasted a ton longer if he had connected with it. You think he's going to regret not punting Cody Rhodes' head off his shoulders?
I do, especially after the way that Cody defeated Randy. I think Randy is going to have major regrets.
Well, yeah, there's not just that, but also he'll probably regret taking the turnbuckle pad off the turnbuckle.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Cody can be happy with the way he picked up this victory?
Yeah, 100%.
You think he's okay with that?
1,000%.
I mean, Randy's his friend.
Yeah, but Randy's the one who exposed the buckle.
Yeah, but Randy is the Viper.
Yeah.
And he doesn't try.
Cody's the American Nightmare.
Yeah, but Randy never doesn't try to be this angel good guy hero. Cody does. And then all of a sudden, he's throwing his best friend into the exposed turnbuckle.
The reason they were positioned there was because Randy was trying to put Cody into the buckle. You're saying Cody should be unhappy, should not have reversed the move?
Well, I'm just saying,
Is that what
hear me out here.
Okay.
So Cody Rhodes
Right.
was too good of a guy
Yes.
to use the championship
Correct.
against John Cena
Which
at WrestleMania.
Which, by the way, cost him the championship.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he was too good of a guy to do it. Now, this is John Cena. This is the man who's trying to ruin wrestling. This is the man who 6 weeks before WrestleMania, he delivered a low blow to Cody, standing over him with The Rock.
Elimination
And
chamber.
he's okay with, backing out and not using the title on him. But when it comes to his friend, Randy Orton, we'll just throw him into an exposed turnbuckle.
Number one, even if this argument had any merit whatsoever, which it does not, even if it did, Cody maybe learned from the John Cena experience. Because he lost the title in that situation, so
I'm
maybe
just saying,
he learned.
Randy's not trying to be anything.
Secondly,
he's not.
Cody did not pick up the buckle and hit Randy with it. Cody reversed a move and sent Randy into the buckle that Randy himself exposed.
So if there
It's a stationary object that is part of the regular use, to the point where Charles Robinson, who had no idea, if he was confused by this, wait till I tell you what's happening 3 hours later, Chuck. But Charles Robinson, there was a minute, if you look at the replay, he looks at the buckle like, huh? He had no idea it was exposed. Cody reversing a move and Randy getting sent into the buckle that Randy exposed, I think it might be ironic. There's an irony to it, but it has nothing to do with Cody Rhodes. And then Cody hitting that Crossroads after it.
And you feel good about it. You feel good. You feel good.
How do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel?
Fabulous. I feel great. Cody's getting a world title match.
I am sad
He's the
that
king.
Randy would do. I'm sad that Cody would do something like that to his friend.
Do what?
Throw his friend into an exposed turnbuckle.
What was he gonna do? Twist his body and move it into a buckle that wasn't exposed?
So he wouldn't
it's the
use
king of the
title.
ring.
He wouldn't use the title against bad guy, evil villain John Cena. But
Because
his
he didn't.
friend.
No. Because there's not.
Okay, all right, Sam. Just keep telling me why Becky Lynch is wrong. It's fine.
Becky Lynch wasn't even there. What are you talking about, Becky Lynch?
I think that it was tough to watch Cody do this to his friend. That's all.
What does this have to do with Becky?
You mean Becky's right? Randy's right,
I don't know what's going on with you.
I don't know what's going on with you.
The buckle was there.
You're just okay with Cody throwing his friend into the buckle.
Yeah, I mean, it's part
Okay.
of the ring. I mean, that'd be like being like, oh, he threw him into the ropes. Like, this is what you do.
But it was exposed.
Who exposed it?
Randy.
What are we talking about?
Because Randy, I mean, he's not, Randy is the Viper, and he never tries to act like something he's not. He was willing to
hesitated
do
on
that.
the pun.
Yes, because Cody's his friend, and Randy had feelings.
But then he was trying to punt him anyway.
Because it didn't work, and he had to resort to what he had to do. He removes the cover from the turnbuckle,
Yeah.
and Cody uses it against him.
Your Honor, I'd like this stricken from the record. The attorney is talking nonsense.
Well, I'm glad that you feel good about the way Cody
I feel
won.
great about the way Cody won.
I'm glad.
He won the match in a completely
Fair way?
100%.
Okay.
He didn't expose the turnbuckle.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't a moment of desperation. It's not like he had Randy and was like, let me think about this. Should I really send him into the buckle? Okay. It was just a normal, it was within normal movement of the match.
Well, I think differently of you, knowing what you would do to your friends.
Well, luckily you don't have to worry about that.
We're not friends.
But he does. Randy was he was feeling some type of way in the aisleway.
Yeah.
Cody thanked him. Randy didn't feel like he was in the mood for thanking. Maybe he was thinking like you. How could you do that
It's
to
his
me?
friend.
Can you imagine if Randy? How could you do that to me? Cody'd be like, "What are you talking about? You did that? Whatever." But Cody then said he's going to SummerSlam and he's going to get the ball back. QB1, captain, Cody Rhodes, going to SummerSlam to get the title back. Okay, based on how you view Cody Rhodes now, would you say John Cena's chances against him are lessened?
Yes.
Right.
Because Cody showed us a side of him today. I think he learned that maybe he should have taken that title
He's got to win these matches.
and used it against John Cena.
And it goes back to what I was saying about Seth Rollins, about maybe working in silence, that John Cena said, this is what you have to do, and this is why you lost. And Cody's like, okay.
Look, I get Cody needed the victory, right? Like,
Mhm.
he even said it on SmackDown. He said, Randy, I know you need this win, but I need it just a little bit more. You're a 15-time world champion.
You think Cody's on the path to being a
more."
villain?
I don't want to see it.
I didn't ask that.
Could be.
Wow.
Could be.
You might be a bad person after all.
I mean, good guys don't throw their friends into turnbuckles that are
Well,
exposed.
Yeah, I mean, contextually, you're all over the map. Like, no, they shouldn't do that. But if they're in a wrestling match, that might end up happening, especially if their friend is the one who exposed it. You need to add context to some of these statements because technically, I get where you're coming from, but also you didn't contextualize they're in a match in which the buckle has been exposed by the other guy.
I understand Cody Rhodes did what he had to do, but based on his actions before and him not using the title against John Cena at WrestleMania, I'm just going to say I raised an eyebrow when I saw what he did to Randy in order to pick up the victory.
People's eyebrow? Final boss?
Oh.
Well, listen, if you want to cherish these moments for whatever reason, I think we presented multiple reasons why these were both great moments. These the king and queen of the ring winners will be immortalized into Topps Now trading cards. Of course, ahead of Night of Champions, Topps put out this limited edition John Cena poster card. The Night of Champions poster card went out. And by the way, you can still get that card until Sunday. If you're watching this, as soon as it comes out, Sunday, June 29th, 12 p.m. Eastern, the Night of Champions poster card stays available until on Topps Now. Topps Now will be immortalizing Night of Champions King and Queen of the Ring winners. And the fans who order these base cards, they may also, of course, receive the serial numbered parallels that we talk about. I mean, these are amazingly collectible cards that only exist for a very limited amount of time, couple days. They print what is ordered, and then these cards are gone
That's
forever. So if you want to get these moments and cherish them, then do. Stay tuned to this podcast, to the Raw Recap podcast, because on the Tuesday edition, or late Monday night, we're going to be showing off all the Topps Now Night of Champions cards, the info. Maybe we'll even have the images of the cards. Who's to say? But we very well might. And of course, stay locked in to @Topps on social and sign up for notifications on Topps.com to find out when all these cards are available, what cards are available, and how long they're going to be available for. I'll tell you, two people who are not friends, Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. I see you rocking the Raquel Rodriguez Fanatics WWE shop shirt there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mommy Cool.
This back on Big Mommy Cool is insane.
Yeah,
Her
it's
back,
jacked.
it's jacked.
And I think sometimes maybe it's because we haven't gotten to see Raquel. She was off our screens for a while, right?
Yeah.
She's been back with the Judgment Day. She's tagging with Liv Morgan. They're the tag team champions. But I think sometimes we forget how much of a force she is.
I think that's fair. I think that, yeah, there's almost,
I mean, I ain't forgetting because her jacked back is on my T-shirt that I'm
Yeah.
wearing right now.
if I was wearing that shirt, I'd remember too.
But we were quickly reminded.
Oh, very much so.
Today.
And I think that too, in her relationship with Liv, I mean, she's so caring of Liv Morgan
Mm-hmm.
historically that you do almost forget how absolutely ruthless and why they call her Big Mommy Cool, because Big Daddy Cool Diesel was one of, I mean, the most powerful forces in the WWE, especially in the new generation. I mean, before it was the Kane spot in the Royal Rumble that was eliminating everybody, it was the Diesel spot. Diesel was the one that would just go in there, eliminate everybody in the Royal Rumble. The WWE was running on Diesel power. Now we got Raquel Rodriguez in there making examples of people. And I think you're 100% right. There was one moment in the beginning of the match where she just destroyed Rhea Ripley with this clothesline. Just knocked her, tying her up, hitting her with the kendo stick while she was tied up in the ropes. I loved this, and I love too. I felt like Raquel then made Rhea amp up her level of aggression. You know, ripping off the belt, hitting her with the studded end of that leather belt, and I mean, it was ruthless. It was one of those matches where you don't go, "Why was this a street fight?" You go, "Yeah, that's exactly what this should have been."
It totally makes sense. I loved the spot when the top of the announce desk was removed, and then they did the table.
And it just cracks. That sound that it made, that crack.
Ugh.
It was really, really great. Interesting moment. Roxanne Perez comes out.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no disqualifications in a street fight.
Of course
so
not.
you had to be thinking before. Roxanne Perez is, we think, in the Judgment Day. Is that official? Is she officially a member?
Or unless she's just a friend of,
Finn Balor's.
maybe she's just a friend of the
Or
group.
were you going to say Dominic Mysterio?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could be friends. Dominic's a real friendly guy.
Yeah, I think she's closer to Finn Balor at this current moment. I mean, who knows?
Who's to
Friendships
say?
can take a lot of twists and turns. But you have to think, the Judgment Day always seems to have some tricks up their sleeves. But
Yes.
Raquel and Roxanne haven't exactly seen eye to eye on a lot of things.
But there was something on Raw where they were simpatico.
Yeah.
Raquel put her arm around Roxanne at one point. Like, it seemed like it was like, okay, they're on the same page. And I mean, yeah, this run in tonight, it didn't strike me as Raquel going, "Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, what are you doing here?"
She wasn't surprised to see Roxanne.
Almost like it was planned.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I would imagine Liv Morgan probably watching at home probably has a couple questions, but who knows? I mean, it's important to have friends.
Especially when you're going up against
Rhea Ripley. Now, it wasn't enough.
No.
Rhea Ripley still able to get the victory. And I thought not only did Raquel bring out that aggressive streak in Rhea Ripley, it almost felt like in this match, like the beginning of it was Raquel going, "I have to remind the world what a badass I am."
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half, or maybe even just the fourth quarter, was Rhea Ripley going, "Oh, geez, I can't lose this match." Like, Rhea's an interesting one because she's so incredible
Mm-hmm.
and garners such a reaction from fans and has such a presence in the ring and is so good at what she does that if she's not at the top of the division, I don't know who she is. And I wonder if she knows who she is if she's not at the top of the division.
And it's been a while now
Right.
since Rhea's held the title.
And there was there was a part of, since Io won.
Yeah.
Yeah, before WrestleMania. There was a part of me that was wondering, as I could see Raquel winning this match, especially after Roxanne Perez jumped in. And then I start thinking, like, well, what of Rhea Ripley after that? Regardless of if there's interference, regardless, like, how does this even work? But the fact that Rhea came back, won the match, I mean, that Riptide off the table that was perched on the top rope.
Oh,
I mean, just the sheer balance. I couldn't stand on that table that was perched on the rope. And Rhea Ripley was not only able to stand on it, but actually lift and flip somebody the size of Raquel Rodriguez while on the table and then send her crashing to the ground to get the W. You know, I think we talk about the fact that Jade Cargill is going to SummerSlam to get a championship match. I've got to believe that the Women's World Championship on Raw has got to be what Rhea Ripley's looking at, right? It has to be.
Yeah, she was talking about it. I think it was on the Countdown show today. She referred to the title as her baby, and she'll do whatever it takes to get that title back. I mean, I think everybody in the women's division had to be watching that, especially Io Sky,
Yeah.
the world champion right now. And they had to be shaking in their boots.
Because it really did look like when she won that match, it was like, oh, yeah, it's time for her to be back at the top of this division.
Yeah. And I think Rhea, there was a while where kind of on the road to WrestleMania, it felt like she was really fueled by her emotions, right?
Yes.
Like she just was so shocked that she had lost the title.
And coming
to
off of
Io
the
Sky.
so coming off of the Liv story,
Yes.
there was pure emotion, and then she finally gets that monkey off her back, and now this Io story where she's like, her feelings are hurt that she's not the champion.
Yeah, it almost was like Io caught Rhea sleeping and all of us sleeping too, because nobody expected Io to win the
This one?
championship.
Who's the champion? This one right here? This one right
Doing the Io Sky point to our heads. But yeah, Rhea, it's time for mommy to get that title back.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. We talked about Sami Zayn coming out in the main event and the confidence that he had going in. We finally saw something that a lot of fans have been waiting for.
Mhm.
I would say, maybe like a podcast that came out around WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
I don't know what happened there. But Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross back on a PLE. The Karrion Kross entrance.
It's the best.
Scarlett with him.
The black and white, the
Fall and
song.
Pray.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And then Sami Zayn and the connection that he has with that audience in Riyadh. Just so great just watching that match get into the ring.
Mhm.
First and foremost. And then seeing Kross, because, I mean, he worked hard to make this happen. Not just like in terms of garnering attention from fans on the internet and week after week, if you watch WWE Main Event, getting attention from fans on Main Event, but even with Sami Zayn, like working him and working him and working him until Sami Zayn reached a breaking point. And I think the point was, for a match between Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn to exist, and that's a PLE match, and that's what we got at Night of Champions. Karrion almost doing his own commentary throughout the match as the devil that you know. Just beating Sami Zayn down. And as is the case with most Karrion Kross matches, he got the majority of the offense in.
Mm-hmm.
And just saying, admit it, Sammy, admit you're a liar, admit you're a liar. Sammy, at the very end, after just receiving a beating, finding the one spot that he needed, getting that one heartbeat, that one burst of blood in his chest that he needed to give him just enough adrenaline to chase down Karrion Kross, and when Karrion was least expecting it, drop Kross with that haluva kick, get the victory. Do you think that in this situation, Karrion Kross wanted to be right more than he wanted to win?
I do.
And I think that that's what happened.
I think Karrion Kross has been so in on the mind games. They've almost distracted.
Right.
him.
It's like, because the mind games now need to be set aside because the mind games led us to where they were supposed to
the
lead us.
match, and now you have to win the match.
Yeah, beat that guy down until he can't get up for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah. It'll be interesting to see where Karrion Kross goes after this.
Yeah, and for Sammy and where he's at right now, this
Right.
version of Sami Zayn, he's so focused and zeroed in on becoming a world champion
Yeah.
that it almost feels like these mind games are not going to impact Sami Zayn
No, that's a good point because he's
in
locked
this
in.
way. I mean, maybe Sami Zayn of a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, but this Sami Zayn, mind games aren't getting in the way.
That's true. There have been times where the Sami Zayn character has been lost
Mm-hmm.
And he's been vocal about trying to figure out who he is and where he's going. But that's not the case right now.
No, he
Like,
knows
he's
where
fully
he's
focused.
going, and he's focused on the world championship.
To the point,
A world championship.
right? To the point that should Seth Rollins effectively cash in that briefcase anytime soon, we all know exactly who's going to be knocking on Seth's door.
Yeah, it's Sami Zayn.
He's right there, and he's almost waiting for it. And you wonder if that's part of what this is. Sami Zayn realizing that, yeah, I'm going to zero in on Rollins because there's a good chance he's going to be champion soon, and I want to get that from him.
I am interested to see where Cross goes, though.
Very interested because you can't still play mind games with Sami Zayn. He beat you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that you can mess with.
He did play mind games with the New Day, and they've completely changed their tune, and
I
they're
mean,
champions.
There's
so.
a whole slew of stars that if you really put the pieces together were deeply affected by Karrion Kross. Whether they beat him or not, coming off of the Karrion Kross stories, those characters were all completely different.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that continues. And then, of course, finally,
we had some disagreements on this show, Sam, but I think one thing that we can both agree on is that the match for the United States Championship between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu was a hit.
In this building, it was highly anticipated.
Yes.
I mean,
I texted you yesterday. I mean, I love this so much because I would run through a wall for Jacob Fatu. His music hits, and like I want to do that shake thing that he does, right? Like he just gets me amped.
Yeah.
Like I stomp in my feet and
Right.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
you want to dog walk someone's ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. Yara mean.
I do.
You know?
Yes.
But then Solo makes me laugh so much.
Like if Solo made one of his jokes and then hit you on the shoulder, you'd be like, "Yeah, good one, Solo."
All gas, no brains. Like,
I'd be like, "Yeah, good one, Solo. You nailed him, Solo."
Solo's facial expressions,
Oh.
it's the best.
But then you talk about an aggressive streak. I feel like, especially in the beginning of this match, Solo went back into enforcer mode. Solo went back to that guy who put 16 spikes into John Cena's neck.
Yeah, and you brought it up. I mean, I kind of forgot how long it's been since I've seen Solo out of his velvet suit.
Yeah, but he's been sitting there because Solo hasn't donned those fight shorts
No.
in quite some time. He's been on SmackDown in his velvet blazers doing a lot of this yip yapping. And you forgot that Solo used to do no talking whatsoever. And all of his communication was done through action.
Mhm.
But lately it's been not as much action at all and mostly talking on SmackDown. And so to see him, it's like you almost forget that you think, because we see so much action from Jacob Fatu, that Jacob's going to get in there and just run him over.
And dog walk his ass.
That's right. That's exactly what you think. But then you remember why Solo's in the position that he was in to begin with, why Solo had such an important part of the bloodline, why, when Roman Reigns was in charge of the bloodline, there was a whole portion of us that were going no, Solo's the next guy.
Even Roman said it at one point.
That's exactly right. And when he said it, it wasn't like, you kidding me, Goofy Solo? Because Goofy Solo wasn't Goofy Solo.
No, he was
Dangerous Solo.
Yes. I
And-
do like that as we see Dangerous Solo, as we see Solo in the ring, more of that enforcer, he still had a couple moments of Goofy Solo.
Well, of course. And by the way, the minute he slips into Goofy Solo, when he gets caught mocking Jacob Fatu, when he puts his arms out and he's mocking the Jacob Fatu, the Samoan shuffle, as it were, he got caught in a German suplex for his troubles. Jacob was like, "No, I'm not here to play. I'm not here to play around." Of course, that's when first we get JC Mateo come out. Jacob takes care of it, but then the infamous
Tonga Loa.
Tonga Loa makes his return. A hooded figure comes out, and Tonga Loa got quite a reaction, I found, from the audience when they
Well, the
realized it was
internet
Tonga
loves
Loa.
Tonga Loa.
The internet loves Tonga Loa, and also it is one of those guys that we haven't seen Tonga Loa in a very long time.
Yeah.
And you almost wondered, will we see him again?
Yeah, and I think you brought this up. Maybe it was on Not Sam. It was, at one point when we would see Solo in his office, he would have so many people behind him, right?
Yes.
He had Tonga Loa, he had Tama Tonga, he had Jacob Fatu, and now all of a sudden it's Solo and it's just JC Mateo.
Yes.
And
Yes,
now
exactly
he's
right.
going to battle.
And you almost go and to me, I think I think that's why people were like, oh, I don't know about this Solo guy. Because there's a lot of people on the internet who are, by the way, all of them are wrong. And if you're watching or listening to this right now and you are like, oh, yeah, I don't know if Solo's, you're wrong.
No,
Solo's goated.
of
Big
course.
time. But the fact that in one night, because you're right, you're watching the bloodline kind of disintegrate around him. You're watching Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa disappear.
And you're almost thinking, well, maybe the new bloodline just didn't work.
Right. Exactly right. Exactly right. You're watching Jacob Fatu split off, and you're like, Jacob Fatu, that's the star.
Yeah,
that's
he's
why
the only one who survived.
he's the
that new
spin-off
bloodline.
star.
That new bloodline dead, done,
Right,
gone.
right. And then JC Mateo shows up, and you're like, I guess. I
Sure.
get right, but it's just Solo and JC. That's not a faction. That's a tag team. But boom, out comes Tonga Loa, and all of a sudden you start getting the feeling of oh, something's going on here. Referees down. This time it wasn't Charles Robinson. It was a rough night for referees.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have a closed door meeting.
Yeah, like I don't know.
All of the referees, get them in a room.
Maybe they should wear helmets.
You want the referees?
I
out
think they
there
should.
now?
I mean, look, if we lost 3 referees in one night, I want them wearing
there was
helmets.
6 matches.
That's a lot of referees. They should probably be wearing helmets. But then all of a sudden, Jacob goes for the pin. Referee he's taking care of Tonga Loa. He's taking care of JC. Solo's down, goes for the pin. He's going to get it. And look who it is. The third Tongan brother, the brother of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who wasn't announced by name, but we all know, those of us that have been watching wrestling from around the world and wrestling from Japan, we've seen him before, and a lot of us wildly speculating upon when he may make his way into the WWE, when we may see him on WWE TV. What we saw him, thing you didn't know about Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa is they have a 7-foot brother.
He's massive.
Yeah.
And do you think Jacob Fatu at all sort of overlooked Solo? Because Solo's the one who brought Jacob to WWE.
Right.
Everybody knew about Jacob, but there was a lot of red flags, and Jacob can't come to WWE. Solo's the one that got Jacob into WWE. Solo's the one that established this new bloodline. Solo's the one who has, it seems like a phone book of bloodline members that he can
Tongans.
call.
All the Tongans. This is what you're trying to say, Megan?
Yes.
I love you, Solo!
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. I mean,
Oh my God.
did he look past the fact that there's people out there
Mhm.
that Solo can just make a phone call?
I mean, maybe, and maybe we don't understand. Like, that's the thing about the bloodline is especially because, these relationships that are really close friendships become family and extend the bloodline further, which you could say, well, that doesn't count. Wow, the whole bloodline. I mean, that's how the bloodline is built on the Anawai and Maivia family making an oath together. And thus the bloodline expands off of both those family trees. So within that bloodline, sure, the Tonga kid
Mm-hmm.
was the father of Jacob Fatu.
But the Tonga kid's not Tonga.
He's not Tongan, he's Samoan. It's good to point out. The Tonga kid's partner in a tag team called the Islanders was Haku. Haku's children are Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and their third brother.
So Tonga kid who's Samoan partners with an actual Tongan.
Correct.
Got
To
it.
form the Islanders,
Yes.
and thus the bloodlines are connected now because you don't. There are people who are just put together as a tag team, and then there are groups that are like, no, like we are a team,
Mhm.
and that's what the Islanders was. So that's why they all fit in. But I thought the image was very, very strong. First of all, I don't think people thought Solo Sikoa was going to beat Jacob Fatu.
No, I don't think anybody did.
He's the United States champion. He beat Jacob Fatu, okay? And he walks out with Jacob Fatu alone in the ring. And all of a sudden, when we had put the bloodline past it, we said the bloodline. I saw some article come out. They said Bloodline 2.0 was like NWO 2000.
Oh.
Okay? And NWO 2000 was not pretty. Silver and black, terrible.
Do you think these people are reprinting tomorrow? Is that going to be hot off the press tomorrow? Bloodline 2.0 is back?
Well, yeah. No, I think they're going to have to issue a correction.
They might have.
Because now all of a sudden you look at this thing and it's the Bloodline 2.0 2.0 because you look and Solo went from, like you said, which I was pointing out, like not having a lot of people around him at that table to walking out and having loyalty around him. having Tongaloa, the infamous, around him, having JC Mateo around him, having the third of the Tongan brothers around him. And as he's walking out with the United States Championship, he talks about how before he was giving, now he's taking. That's what he said. Now I'm here to take. And Jacob Fatu has found himself in a spot where it's like, I had the opportunity he probably didn't realize. Solo Sikoa had a plan. You know, he saw, okay, the bloodline, this new bloodline is falling apart. We've lost the Tongans. Solo is nuts. He lost the Ulafala.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of carrying all the weight here. And Solo is disregarding me. I think he felt some kind of way when Solo brought in JC Mateo and said, who's this guy?
He's not my family and I don't trust him.
And I don't know him. And you didn't come to me about this. And Solo was like, well.
But Solo's the one who's like, well, I'm calling the shots. I brought you in.
That's right. That's exactly right. And now,
I'm in charge. I don't have to answer to you.
Right. And now here we are. We saw interaction between Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu on SmackDown. And you start going like, are we looking at another bloodline war?
I hope so.
You do, right?
I do.
Me too.
I really do.
I'm not ready to let go.
No, of course not.
And especially because, like,
everybody who says that Solo
rules.
He's the best. And the range of Solo Sikoa.
Unbelievable.
The fact that he can have me laughing and then all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, this guy is a total badass, all within a span of 15 seconds is amazing.
He's a total badass, and also he's the brain behind all this.
Yes.
And you believe it.
Of course.
And he's the United States champion. Well, look, I had a great time. Night of Champions, super fun. Great time breaking it down with you, Megan Morant. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the Recap, WWE Recap Podcast, the Raw Recap Podcast feed, wherever you get your podcast audio, Apple, Spotify. I would do both if I were you, just to make sure. Make sure that if you're watching on the WWE's YouTube channel, you're leaving comments, you're hitting like. We appreciate all of it. We will be back right after Monday Night Raw to break it all down once again here on what is today the Night of Champions recap, which is a WWE and Fanatics original production.